All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our show. Bruce and Bo. So let's for my podcast name and it's Donut, right?
Yep.
Donut, and
Yep.
also I'm doing every day. It's a project for the NFT for the blockchain. And it's my
Nice.
honor to meet Bruce. Bruce, introduce yourself first. To all my donuters.
To your donutters, I love it. So Bo, Zhang here. We just became best friends. I met my brother, David Porter, who's of course behind the camera right now.
Sir.
Uh, and super excited about what is going on here at NFT Expoverse. So I'm Bruce Porter Jr. I'm the CEO of Global Boost, founder of Washington Elite. You may have come to some of our events during NFT NYC. We did the Harvard Club most recently. We also have done the Versace Mansion a number of times, as well as some castles in Europe. Wonderful gala events that we throw. Biggest business consulting, early to mid-stage technology startups. A lot of them are here, have a token round or something like this, and then we can roll them into a more sophisticated financial vehicle in order to raise the big bucks.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
super exciting.
And happy to be on with Bo, who has a bunch of followers, who says, and also lives in Beverly Hills and knows Michael Jordan.
All right. Here's I am, ladies and gentlemen. We all talk about it. Community for the blockchain is so important, right? I want to know from your perspective. What kind of community do you think is successful in blockchain?
The communities that are successful in blockchain are primarily Asian. No, I'm kidding. A lot of them are, though.
They
a
are.
lot of them are.
They are.
I look at a good friend of mine. You probably know Aaron Ting. Yeah, Aaron Ting. He's from Malaysia, I believe, or at least that's where he was. Now he's in Dubai. But what he has built in that community, he's built around the Octopus Network, and of course the partnerships with Near, Protocol, and some of the other ones is very impressive. And when you have a community that is all in on something, then that is very powerful. And they're working together as a group, and they want it to be successful, and they are pushing it forward. And I think that is one of the most important parts about a network.
Right. From here, also your perspective, right? You look forward 5 years. Right now, I think all the blockchain Web3, they only change the financial system a lot.
Right.
But otherwise, social fi, GameFi, they only have a short time, life period, right? But after 5 years, what do you think the trend? What do you think the perspective? What is the social fi and the GameFi go through?
Well, I'll tell you what, guys. I was just out at Comic-Con in San Diego, and I thought some people were like, "Well, Bruce, why are you going to Comic-Con?" And what I saw at Comic-Con was exactly what I thought I would see, and that was a lot of these comics and these games and everything else are slowly moving into the metaverse, and they're slowly moving into NFTs and whatnot, and that's going to continue. So as far as if you look at the next few years, what's going to happen, guys, this is just going to get bigger and bigger. I mean, it is what it is. The metaverse is something that nobody really understands, but they know it's important. And the first way a lot of people are going to be able to participate in that is probably, through augmented reality, which I know I'm going to make my way. There's one booth around here that I really want to get to.
Right.
But with the augmented reality, you're going to be able to use your phone or maybe not a heavy pair of glasses and see different things as they exist around you. And that's going to be very cool. And then if you look at the way, even let's talk about the way you're experiencing TV and everything, guys. I mean, this stuff is going to be, that TV that you have hanging on your wall that you think is so great now is going to be obsolete. We're going to experience things coming up, on our table. It's going to look like it's realistic. It's going to be 3D, and that's what's being pushed through the NFTs and through the metaverse.
Right.
So it's huge, man.
Right. And all of the blockchain, they all need a good tool, right? Social media is our best tool, to publish and to let more people to know all of the project, But talk about Twitter, YouTube, I think it's not they are not the best tool for the blockchain.
Right.
What kind of social media platform you are looking for, in the next 5 years? I think is more specifically for the Web3. What kind of social media you want?
Well, it's an interesting question, and you know, I have a friend of mine, Mitch Lowe. I mean, you might know Michael Jordan, okay, but I know Mitch Lowe. Right?
There you go.
So Mitch Lowe is the co-founder of Netflix, and he's a good guy. We just did an event actually together in Monaco during Formula One.
Monaco.
One at a time, it's Monaco, right? Exactly. So and Formula One.
Right.
But it was interesting that you know he doesn't really see, let's say, Facebook, you know, changing the scene of what the metaverse is going to be or what the social networks are going to be. He doesn't really see maybe some of the companies that he's worked with before doing that. The impression that I get is he thinks it's going to be something new. It'll be somebody new. It's going to be a new brand.
Right.
And that's probably what will happen. That social network is going to exist in a way that's much more comfortable, especially for the younger people. And I would say probably us, because we're savvy as far as these things are concerned. But where people can actually interact with each other and hang out, not just some profile. But it is going to be quite interesting because with AI and stuff, a lot of times you're not even going to know who you're talking to or if you're talking to somebody.
Right.
I guess Twitter's like that now. I don't know. Just ask Elon.
Right. And also, you know, blockchain include a lot of money stuff, right? Tons of financial, and you know, back to Twitter, you know, YouTube, they all try to, you know, monetize all of the influencers, right?
Right.
But they are not is the best platform to monetize. You know, if you wanna build, you know, become a CEO, you know, become a founder, if you wanna monetize more influence valuable content.
Yep.
You know, what kind of platform you want to build? Monetize. Try to monetize more valuable content.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a really good point that you're making. I mean, I talked about it a little bit earlier during one of my interviews that I had, and that was that the NFT has revolutionized the art world, right? And so you have now artists that are able to continue to get paid as their work changes hands and everything else. Nice record of everything that's being done. Now you'll start to see this happening already in music and in movies, and so they're going to be able to. This is another revolution of how they're monetizing these things. You know, we've been just like downloading music or whatever for the longest time. Back in the day, you had to buy the album, or you had to this, you had to that.
Right.
And for that to have that mechanism where people like yourself can monetize their own content, where people like myself and David can really start to monetize that. That'll be a revolution in itself as well. I think we're all still looking for that platform. Not sure what it's going to be.
All right, man. Super great. Thank you, Bruce.
My
man.
Bro, my man.
Thank you, my man. Yes,
We'll
sir.
see you soon.